Comedy, I think I really wanted to do it when I was in office because there was too many characters in office. I didn't imitate people, but I took mannerisms and behaviors from them.
You are the key reason because of which the conflict happens.
Yeah, right. Let me break from this toxic relationship with my boss. Top to bottom, I will always cover, wear pants, wear full sleeves, wear a mask before COVID itself. So I used to wear a mask. I used to cover myself fully and I used to go. I was very, very insecure. Growing up with that kind of a complex where because of your color or because of your body, you're meant to take background roles, I always felt like, okay, this is my place now. I have to just assist everybody. I can't like be the main character. I can't give that diva energy.
A lot of people use comedy and humor as their a defense mechanism too. Have you used it like that?
Things that my mom says in private will be in public front of 200 to 300 people. So that's my stand-up journey. Like whatever happens at home, I take that to the stage. I make people laugh with it. So I've used humor as a shield, in terms of protecting my emotion.
Do you think that you are now capable enough, or you would take that liberty to give yourself a break?
So at 11 in the night, we have a Google Meet, and I come from a very conventionally strict household. So she's like, okay, keep the door half open. I also want to hear what he's saying and everything.
Glad that you picked up that call that day.
100%. That's when I realized, okay, opportunities should be taken at the right time. I want to make women, I want to pave the way, for women who feel very insecure about themselves. Because I've been there, I know how it feels.
From human resources to human resources, my guest for today's episode of Ketchup Talks is a number one champion in lemon race and musical chair. She's also the one who wrote this intro. So before I can say anything else, this is Mrinil Mathur Rajwani, and join me as I catch up with Karen Vincent. Hi Karen, welcome to Social Catch Up.
Hello.
I know it's awkward after chatting so much before camera rolls, but yeah, that's how we start.
Okay, hello. Thank you so much for having me. As I mentioned previously, I would like to also mention now, thank you so much for having me on this couch. And I've gone through a lot of the videos. So for me to be here, to be with the team, I think it's a wonderful opportunity. And thank you so much for having me today.
It's my pleasure. And I'm super excited to talk to you because you are the first that we discussed.
Yeah.
First South Indian creator that I'm talking to, and I'm super excited to know more about you, because not just because you belong to a particular region, but also I've seen your profile and you wear multiple hats. You are someone who's creating a business for your own. You are also a stand-up comedian. You act also. I want to understand different aspects of you, different aspects of Karen, and want to know more about you. Let's just dive into it and ask why. Why do you have all those things, and where do you find yourself most comfortable?
Right. So first of all, to even hear you are the first woman South Indian influencer, like in Urvashi Rotella style. I know why she keeps saying it everywhere. It feels so good to say it. First woman to be on this couch, guys. South Indian representative. But yeah, so I'm doing a lot of things right now, as you said, stand-up comedy and acting, and I also do improv. So which is like a short form comedy. So you give any word and we make an entire scene out of it. So I'm doing that, and currently I'm helping my mom with Shalom Visas. Shalom Visas is our business that we recently started. It's my mom's business, but I'm the face of it type. So I'm helping my mom with the business. So if I have to ask myself what I'm really comfortable with, I think I'm very, very comfortable with doing content creation at this point, but also I'm very like inquisitive into getting into acting. So once I started exploring the space into acting, my family is not into cinema. So my mom really doesn't watch a lot of movies. And I think the last movie that we all properly watched together as a family would be a Jungle Book. so you can see our background in terms of cinema. And I think before that we watched Robo. Like that's it. After that we didn't watch any kind of films. And then I used to go with my dad and my sister because we are big fans of the Avengers. So we went for the Avengers Endgame, and that was it. And after that, I don't know. Had this inclination towards acting because I feel there's so much to learn in terms of acting, and thank God because there's this the director that who I worked with recently, Ken Karunas. He called me and he said, "I have a project for you. Do you want to explore it?" So that's how it all started in terms of acting. And right now, as I explore that field, I think I want to get into more of like acting projects. So yeah.
So, but your role, as much as I'm aware of, is very close to who you are in real life or how we see you online.
Okay.
So, do you think that way, or it's just how we feel?
My role in the movie.
Yeah.
My role in the movie is a manipulative person. So
No, but it's just the kind, not just the manipulative, but the kind of aura that it comes with. I'm not saying that it's a manipulative bit, but more of how the personality of that person is.
Okay. Um, okay, my personality in terms of the movie, so she's manipulative, and if she doesn't get the guy, she doesn't want anybody to get the guy. So that's her
No,
personality.
so the brief
But
I have is that you are the key reason because of which the conflict happens.
yeah, right. Yeah, but I'm someone who actually unites couples. So I'm the message bearer in my school. So if you say I love someone, I'd be like, okay, you know what, she likes him, so do you want to have a date or conversation? So I'm someone who unites couples, so I don't like separate them. This character separates couples. So I don't think I fully fit into Anugraha as a character, but definitely in terms of comedy and in terms of strategically planning, because she will plan on how to separate the couple and things that you can do. So I think that way, strategically planning, yes, I do fit into the character. Yeah.
Okay. So you once said in one of your interviews that you have the energy of being a background character.
Yeah.
But after doing such amount of work, maybe doing the film or stand up or being a face of a business or anywhere you go, now people recognize you. So do you feel that okay, now you have entered that main character energy, or you still have that residual of a background character vibe?
That's a great question, actually. Right now, I feel I've exited that phase of my life where I felt like a background character. But actually, it's very difficult, growing as a child. The things that people say to a child stick even as an adult. Now, for example, let's say if you're dark, you're not given main roles in plays. Even though you act really well, you can do everything really well. I was always given like some the side characters, like just 2 seconds. I just have to come on stage and then exit the stage. So growing up with that kind of a complex where because of your color or because of your body you're meant to take background roles, I always felt like, okay, this is my place now. I have to just assist everybody. I can't like be the main character. I can't give that diva energy. I just have to like support everybody. And recently when I started doing reels and when I started doing different characters, when I started like embodying like different characters and doing that, people started appreciating me and seeing me as the main character. Like for example, that English teacher character that I did, the Shakespeare English teacher, and also when I do mum character, so people really relate to it and resonate to it. So after that I felt, okay, yeah, you know what, I am main character energy, and now I have to like break past this thinking that I've had so many years of my life. So yes, that was a work to do, but now I feel good. I feel secure, honestly. Before I used to feel a little insecure. Like if you put me in a room full of like conventionally pretty people, so that's when I wouldn't speak at all. But now I am unabashedly myself. So I think that's this entire phase that I've gone through. So yeah.
So Karen, a lot of people use comedy and humor as their way of like their mechanism to shield themselves, a defense mechanism to say. Have you used it like that? Because if you had that kind of energy growing up, did that come through? That is comedy a result of it?
100%. Next time, if you come to my stand up, it's all my family lores. So, things that my mom says in private will be in public front of 200 to 300 people. So, that's my stand up journey. Like, whatever happens at home, I take that to the stage, I make people laugh with it. So, I've used humor as a, shield, in terms of protecting my emotion and also like a coping mechanism. So, I've always used humor like that. And whenever I'm having a bad day, the first thing I do is probably, just hang out with my friends and then make them laugh. And I don't know, making people laugh somehow makes makes someone feel really good about themselves. So that's what happens to me every time I, get into this comedy space. So yeah, I've always used humor as a shield and a coping mechanism to, shield my emotion that way.
But now, do you feel that you have to have that coping mechanism because you are making money out of humor? So you good. You're pretty good to make money out of it. You make it as a career, not money out of it, but make it as a career where you are valued, where people are following you for who you are, for content that you create. So do you still get that feeling that I have to use it as a shield, or rather you think that it's more of your armor or your sword in that sense?
Oh, could you give me an example of this
See,
thing? Yeah.
now you don't have to. Now you are in a stage like we discussed about you being a main character, getting that main character vibe. When you were maybe in a background character vibe kind of a zone, you need something to shield yourself. But now you don't need it. People recognize who Karen is, recognize what work you do, recognize the content that you create. If you step out, there'll be at least 2-3 people who will come to you and say that, okay, we know you.
Yeah.
In that sense. So now you don't need a shield in that sense.
Yeah. But I don't think humor as a shield is a negative concept in itself. So I feel that it's okay to have humor as your, shield. Like, for example, even Samay Rena also uses a lot of his
But I think that he's using it as his strength. So I want to understand, have you crossed that it's no more a shield, it's a strength for you?
Yeah, it's definitely a strength. Like when I say a shield, it's shield for my emotions, like it protects myself.
Okay.
So in that way, yeah, it shields me from all the negativity, and that's how I, process. Now, for example, recently, because I'm from Bengaluru, I'm a Bengaluru girl, okay? So the thing is, I have this stuttering issue, okay? So I stutter a lot since school. So my parents did one thing: we have to focus on speaking one language, and we speak English at home. Yeah, unconventionally, we speak English at home, and I think in English. So for me to speak in a different language, I have to first translate the sentences in, in that particular language, and then I have to tell it out. So recently, I saw a couple of negative comments. Okay, so some of them were a little disheartened that I couldn't speak Kannada in a reel. So I couldn't speak Kannada in an interview. So they were like, hey, you're supposed to speak in Kannada. And I totally understand. I totally get it from where they are coming from. But honestly, that pulled me a little down because the comments were wild. They were pretty wild in terms of their language as well. So that time I started using humor to just protect myself. Like I was reading through the comments and I can't tell it out loud, but I used humor to, just to translate the negative comments into something that's laugh worthy. So I think that way, yes, it helps me protect myself. Yeah.
Okay. And we talk about your comedy and we talked about your acting stint, but I also wanted to understand. I know you briefly mentioned before we started rolling that you started in COVID.
Yeah.
But how did all this happen to you? How did content happen? How did content jump from content to acting happen? I know you have not taken acting full fledged, but it's a part of you. But how did those things happen to?
So when I started content creation, this was in the year, I guess, 2021. I could see many people do like content, and TikTok was very famous back then. So, those cringe TikToks where one person puts Dolo and the other person drinks water and spits water into their mouth. That kind of cringe content was going on. So, and honestly, after looking at their pieces of content, I was like, I think I can add to content. So I decided, okay, let me slowly start off with, making content. Especially my pieces of inspiration were always, people like Jord Indian and Lily Singh, Superwoman, and Dolly Singh is also very famous that time. So, and she was doing so well. I used to see her content every time. Filter copy was huge that time, and now also filter copy is huge. But I used to be a big consumer back then in terms of content. So after seeing them, I was so inspired to like create content. And believe it or not, I used to predict jokes before they could come. Like, and in my head, I used to never watch them as entertainment. I used to predict, okay, this could be better over there, and I could predict lines. So that's when I understood, okay, I have to push myself into doing something. And I started doing videos based on colleges. So which admission should you take to get into a college? So I started pulling up colleges, and I got into a little trouble because of that, but it's all right. Virality found its way. So I was like, okay, fine, this is working. So I started pulling colleges like Christ College, Joseph's, Mount Carmel College, JNC, Jyotinavas. So all these colleges, I started making videos on how to get into this particular college, what's the admission process. And after that, that found its way to the audience. And after that, it's always been onwards and upwards. Yeah.
Okay, and how did acting happen? Did you apply for something, or it came directly when you did? Like, tell me about that part of it as well.
Okay. So this acting was something that I was not like personally ready for, because I was working out in the gym, and there's this guy Ken Karunas who's one hell of a talent. So once he had commented on one of my reel, and I was so happy because I really like him. He was a child actor, so I've been looking at his journey. So I posted it on my story, and I said, oh, look who's commented on my post and everything. After like 2-3 weeks, or I believe a month or so, I get a text message from him. Hey Karen, I have a project. Would you want to discuss it with me? Just get on a video call with me. Let's see if it works. I was honestly, I was thinking, okay, maybe it's for a video, or maybe he's wanting to do YouTube or something. That's why he's calling me. So I was super tired the day after a hectic shoot. So I said, can we do this some other time? And he was like, Karen, please listen to the story today, and you take your call after that. So I was like, okay, fine. Like, let's listen what he has to say. And I was like, honestly, very excited. So at 11 in the night, we have a Google Meet, and I come from a very conventionally strict household. And my mom, first of all, if I talk to women itself in the night, my mom would give me that one particular stare. And imagine a guy is talking to me in the night, that to a video call on Google Meet. so she's like, okay, keep the door half open. I also want to hear what he's saying and everything. So that time he was just narrating the story, and what a brilliant narrator he is. Like, he's not only really good at direction, but he can narrate story so well. So he started narrating it. He told me my character. He told me that you are one of the most important characters in the movie, and don't think I'm calling you because for the way you look, because I totally get it. Sometimes people call you for the way you look, or okay, you're an easy punching bag in the movie. Like, for example, it's easy to take digs at people who are like unconventionally pretty. So I was thinking, oh, okay, is it that kind of a role where, just because I'm dark and I'm a pretty big girl, maybe jokes will be done on me, like making me look like a joke. But he's honestly a brilliant writer. He wrote this in such a way that I'm a manipulator in this movie. I twist the story. So that's how it all started. And fast forward to that, we had a mock shoot, which I had to like fight with my parents and, tell them, no, I have to go to Chennai. I have to give this a shot. So I went to Chennai, did the interview. I did the mock shoot. We shot full night. We started around around 10 in the night. We went on till 6 in the morning. So after shooting, he saw the shots and he said, okay, you know what? You're in the movie. Keep yourself free and come to Chennai. We'll shoot the movie and everything. So that's how it all started.
So you're glad that you picked up that call that day.
100%. 100%. That's when I realized, okay, opportunities should be taken at the right time. Like if you let it fester for a long time and just say, you know what, later, I think sometimes it loses its power at that moment. So I decided from then, I always take up opportunities. Even when you called and when they said, they are calling you social catch-up, I was like, I am there. Book tickets right now. We are going. So along with other schedules combined. So this also happened. Yeah.
Yeah, you had a bit rough day today.
Yeah.
I could. We were thinking that what happened to the poor girl? Where is she stuck? We were worried that someone coming from Bangalore will not like Mumbai for
Oh,
its
no, no,
traffic. But
no.
I know, I've been in Bangalore and I know Bangalore traffic.
Yeah, it's worse. So totally understand.
I understand. I've been in the traffic. I praying that I reach destination. In
Yeah.
rickshaws and autos, that completely praying. Please.
So you've been to Bangalore?
Yeah.
When? Like recently?
I've stayed in 2 years.
Oh
I did
yeah,
my
symbiosis.
symbiosis.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so every time we used to go to some place and come back at late at night, and the driver is in full race mode, and I'm just praying, please, we should reach safely.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, but okay. So I'm told that the song "Love Solita."
Love Solitale.
Solitale. Okay, Love Solitale is a full on trend itself, and but people like the part where the girls are there with like you, and there are two to three more person in that. I have seen that clip. But how does it feel like that? Okay, you were someone who's creating content, but now you feel like, okay, I'm part of a trend. I'm the one who's trending. What's that feeling?
Okay. I think I've seen this one before. that meme is coming to my head because I remember in 2022 or 23, I'm not sure of the dates, one video of me doing a street interview went viral.
Okay. I want to know more about it now.
Yeah. So they asked me, what do you do and what do you do for a living? And I said, I'm a BCom student and I did a dance on the road called depression dancing because after taking commerce, that's how everyone goes into. So I did that and that went very viral. I think it touched around like 40 to 50 million. And also another video where I spoke about how girls change sometimes in front of guys. Now, for example, I would be talking normally to you, but if there was a guy that comes in and all of a sudden I would switch, I would be like, hey Rahul, what you doing today, da? And I'm like, what? So I just spoke about them as well. So they asked me what's the most annoying thing. So then I had mentioned that this is one of the most annoying things. So I think that went very well. Anupama Parmeshwar, the actress, the famous Malayalam actress, so she reposted it. And I was like, damn, okay, we are going viral. So that video also took off. So I think that hit 60 million. So that time I was at this peak. I was going through this wave of virality, and again, for that to happen again, and I'm seeing my clips everywhere where we are all standing. I guess that's the clip that you're mentioning about. We are standing and we're like, oh, okay, he beat him up. So yeah, so it feels good, to be very honest, because 2025 was a dip year for me because personally I was not doing a lot of content from my side. I tried to do, but I don't know, there was some exhaustion hit me, so I was not able to like really produce my best content. So for now to see myself like trending in different pages, people posting it in multiple languages, even in Telugu now it's been released. So people cutting that proposal part. There's another proposal part in the scene where I'm flirting with a guy in the scene with my eyes.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that video.
So I'm flirting with a guy and I'm like making him like I'm trying to seduce him with my eyes or something. So
I've seen that in Hindi dubbed.
oh, is it? Oh, okay. So I think Hindi, yeah, Netflix collaborated with me on it, so I think it's on my page as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, it feels good to see yourself on different platforms, and it feels great to be acknowledged as well. So even when you said like I don't watch a lot, but I did watch like the snippets of it, I felt so happy because it's going viral and that's how it caught your eye. And I'm honestly very grateful for this opportunity. As an artist, that's what we all want, and especially being in the HR field where nobody gives credit to HRs. So finally getting credit for something you did, so that's great.
Okay, I think we've spoken more about your film. Or we have spoken about your content. I want to. You mentioned that you are also a face of your mom's visa travel
Business.
partner business. is something that you and her started together, or she's running and you are just the face of it?
I think that business grew because of pain. Like,
Okay.
I remember my mom was hospitalized because she worked as a senior manager in terms of like
Hmm.
this visa company, and she went under a lot of stress. So that stress led to a mild heart attack. So she was hospitalized, and I was like, that's when I started rethinking my entire like life choices and like I was just thinking, what am I doing? How can I support my family? How can I like reduce her burden? Because I've never said this in an interview, but I'll tell this to you because I feel so like safe to tell this to. My mom has been one of the most supporting people at home. Like she started earning. My dad's business fell apart, so it succumbed. I mean, he succumbed under like this. I don't know. I don't even know what to use the word for it, but I think he fell into a little bit of a depression in terms of COVID because the business was not doing well and everything. So that time my mom had to like stand up and take care of our entire family. So she used to pay our fees. She used to take care of the entire house, and for her to keep working throughout her life. And finally I decided, okay, fine, I have to like really step up. And people around her used to keep telling her, Mary, you just wait. You wait till Karen goes to college. She will really support you. And I really took it upon me. Okay, fine, we should definitely support her. And my mom is this independent woman. Like she's the definition of an independent woman.
So sweet.
So she was like, okay, I want to start something. I want to do something. So that's when Shalom Visas was born, because we saw the pain points in terms of travel. And she's been in the industry for around 10 years now.
Hmm.
So 10 years of experience into this industry, and I decided to help her out in terms of the business. So, and right now she's doing so well. She's thriving in her business and her space, and I'm very happy for that.
But
Yeah.
do you like traveling? Is it
I do.
is it
But
something travel like on your cars, on your family's car? Do you love traveling in that sense?
I mean, recently, before that, we just did a Kerala trip, like a full Kerala trip. We covered the entire state of Kerala. So it was pretty fun. It was pretty good. So as a family, we like to travel. But I think my parents are a little old for that. Like, I want adventure, and they want, like, pool,
Relax.
spa, relaxment, and everything. So, yeah, travel that way is, yeah, our escape as a family.
Okay. And when did you realize that comedy can be your career path?
Comedy can be my career path. Hmm.
Because you don't go and study comedy. It is
Yeah.
something that if it's in you, it's in you,
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Okay, comedy, I think I really wanted to do it when I was in office because there was too many characters in office. So I saw all of them and I started making reels about it. Now, for example, there was one video where I did where I talk about desktop engineers. Like, you can have any kind of problem on your laptop, and their only solution will be, please restart your laptop. So I made a video about that, and my HR called me and she was like, "Hey Karen, why are they like videos very similar to characters in our office?" so so I started like, I said, okay, fine, I'll like a little curb my behavior. I was at 25,000 followers when I entered corporate, and she told me then and there itself, like when I was signing my contract, she told me, Karen, if you're entering into this workplace, don't do content over here, number one, and number two is please try to refrain from imitating anybody. I didn't imitate people, but I took mannerisms and behaviors from them. So, and I started making videos, and they started doing pretty well. So my HR had a problem with it, and that's when I decided, okay, we should go all out. And I was in like on peak depressive state, like in office, because imagine one lady controlling you. Throughout the day, she's constantly texting you. I didn't have a boyfriend, but that day I wanted to celebrate Valentine's Day with her, that year. She's constantly texting me on WhatsApp, on Teams, and everywhere. So I decided, you know what, let me break from this toxic relationship with my boss and let me do something personal, like on my own. So that's when I stepped into content creation, and it's been a wild ride, to be very honest. Yeah.
But do you think the way you create content has changed ever since you made it as a career?
Um,
Too deep question.
yeah. I mean, when I was at work, I used to do content for the fun of it. But now when it becomes like like your job, you are supposed to entertain people. The numbers start affecting you. Comments start affecting you at one point. So yeah, it does change the way in terms of how you look at comedy on the whole. But in terms of creating content, I think I've tried to diversify as much as possible. So I think 2024 was a year also that I did. Which year did I say was my depressive year? 2025 was my bad year.
Dip year.
My dip year. 2024 was pretty good for me. I started doing different characters, and so many people started recognizing me. Even like Shri Leela, she's one of my favorite actresses. The one who danced in Mahesh Babu's song. You know, Kurchini Matipeti song.
No, I know Sri Leela.
You know Shri Leela. You were looking at me like, oh. So I thought, okay.
No, I know Sri Leela.
Yeah. So she commented and she was interacting with some of my posts, some of my reels. So I was like, okay, damn, I'm getting like recognition, and so many people, so many famous personalities were texting me personally and appreciating my work. So that's when I realized, okay, fine, this is good, and that pressure comes in. Imagine when someone says you're good at your job, and now you have to like keep up that standard. So yeah, that pressure affects you, but I think that's good pressure. That's good pressure to keep you going. Yeah.
And what went from social media to offline? You do offline, right?
Yeah.
So how did that happen from creating reels to TikToks to reels to doing your
Hey,
stand?
TikTok, I didn't create TikTok. When I came, like when I opened one account, and when I had like a mass following, which is my mom, my dad, and my sister, they banned the app. So yeah, I was not on TikTok. Yeah, the timing. So TikTok didn't work for me, but Instagram. And then after Instagram, it was offline comedy because that was stand up. And after stand up, I did improv comedy. Which happened again in the year 2025. I was fully like devoted to the art form, and after that acting 2025, and yeah.
So from reels, like a short form social media content, to a live audience, how did that jump happen? How did that transition happen?
From reels to
Reels to doing an offline event.
okay.
Because reels is something that you shoot, you have your idea, you create, and you put it out, and you leave it on mercy of social media to perform. But when you do an offline, you have an audience. You do when you do an improv, it's very on the spot. You don't get a chance to think. So it's a until and unless you're too much confident about that you can do it, you don't take that jump. So in general, I want to understand what made you jump that side.
Actually, before I started content, I was already doing stand up.
Okay.
Yeah, as a student in college, I used to do stand up, and once there was nobody to go for that competition, so they pushed me to go for that competition. So just to represent my college, I just went there. But one night before that, I saw Kenny Sebastian, I saw Aditi Mittal, I saw Sumuki Suresh. Sumuki, I love Sumuki, by the way. So I saw her comedy, and then I saw Kevin Hart. I fell in love with him instantly because he has a storytelling comedy, and that's what I incline towards as well. So after that, I started winning a lot of competitions, and then I started doing open mics, and that's how that gradual leap towards offline comedy happened. But actually, stand up was my first love. Second was content creation. That was my side chick. And then it became main chick. Yeah.
Do you think that social media is necessary for comedians?
Social media is necessary for comedians. I feel, you need social media in order to show your how versatile you are, and also for ticket sales. Like I know some comedians who are too good, but because of low following, they are not able to leverage the best possible platform. So I feel, if you have a good following, that directly brings people to you, and you also get a lot of exposure out of it. So
basically, it's a win. You have to be on both the sides. You have to be on
100%.
social media. You have to do shows, stand-ups. If you are a stand-up comedian, you really need to do that.
And we live in an age where everything is now social media. Like even your job now, even if you have like a good social media presence, it definitely adds to your profile. So I feel, creating a good social media presence is very important, even as a comedian. So yeah.
Yeah, I think said it very well that you need people to come to your show,
Yeah.
and so that's why you need social media.
Yeah.
And I think you you need a show so that you have social media presence as well. It's a both way.
Yeah.
Non-negotiable for you when you write your script, when you write either your like set. What's something which is non-negotiable for make it Karen funny?
Okay, non-negotiables. Mm, there has to be relatability. I always write my script with relatability. I don't use absurd humor. Like Key and Peele sketches, they are very funny. They are too funny and they are weirdly funny. So I love that kind of humor, but I rely more towards relatability because I want my audience to connect with me. Like if I say something, they should be like, damn, this happens with me as well. And they should have that, you should be able to share it. You should be able to like, isn't this us? So I want that to come into the picture. So when I write comedy, I want to write it like that. So every character, they will have one mannerism or they will have one line that you would say it in a usual basis, or something that you would one mannerism that you will have. So I just put that into my comedy. I slide that there. So yeah, that's something that I always keep to keep it like very Karen humor. And now I've started inclining towards accents. So I don't know. I always loved performing accents. Now, for example, recently I did the Thailand accent.
What is silent accent?
Swadika. You want massage? 5 baht. You want pay? No. No bargain. No bargain. You Indian. Away bargain.
Okay, this is funny.
So I tried doing accents, and then I did this, and then I did the Italian accent once in school. I did as a teacher. What if this teacher's? I don't know if this is Italian or Spanish, but. Today, students, I'm going to teach you how to make the bread. Are you ready to see how the bread happens? First, you put the dough, then you put some love, Habibi. Sorry, this is Dubai accent.
She's gone now, baby.
So these are some accents that I play with, and I like seeing videos that help you get into that accent. And I used to do French, I studied French a little. So my teacher had one teacher had one very sexy French accent. When she said bonjour itself, it's like wow, love letters. So it was so hot. Like for example, there was this teacher. She would be like, bonjour étudiant. Today we are going to learn how to speak in French. Are you ready? And today in the restaurant, so I don't know how to say restaurant, but they have one tight accent. Like there's a frog inside their throat at that point. So it feels so hot. So I try to like play with accents like that. Yeah.
So you're doing pretty good in that.
Thank you.
Okay. Tell me, this might be like you might have to think over it, but tell me what's difficult, being funny or being consistently funny?
Being funny or being consistently funny. When you say consistently funny, it also means your personality is funny on the whole, is it?
Maybe because you have to be constantly funny on your social media and for your improv, for your stand-ups. I'm funny. Okay. No
You have
coffee.
ice.
I have ice.
You take your time, bro.
Okay. So you have to be consistently funny for your acts for social media. Maybe something which was funny for Sprouts, like something we discussed earlier, that creating being content, being funny for social media kind of thing, conversation that we did in past because it's now a part of your career. Sometimes you're just funny or being in your element because you want to be, but because you're a comedy creator, you have to portray that persona outside. You have to portray that persona on social media. You have to portray whenever you do offline events.
Right.
So there you are constantly funny.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you're constantly thinking, acha, next reel, what next reel I can make,
Oh, yeah.
what comedy I can pull out. And
Correct.
you have to be in that zone that, okay, you have to be consistently funny.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. I think that, yeah, it gets to you at one point because now, for example, when I'm surrounded by male comics,
Hmm.
so that time, this thing kicks in for me. Oh, I should be funny because, see, if a man makes a joke, it's funny. Okay, it's funny. You can laugh about it. But the woman makes the same joke. She will be character questioned.
We have all
Yeah,
seen that.
yeah. So I've seen a joke like it was a dirty joke, to be very honest. It was a below the belt joke,
Hmm.
and a guy comedian did it, and even I did it. Okay, he got applause, bro. People started clapping for him, and when I did it, I was like, oh, that silence in the room, and then this noise. Oh, damn. Okay, she did that. So I was like wondering, okay, so you always have to try twice as hard in order to impress a crowd if you're a female
Hmm.
comic. I don't think like everybody is in mood to sit and enjoy a comedy. That's why I love performing to a female audience. Like Women's Day crowd, my favorite is just women, ladies, and this is a safe space. So I think there I don't have to try to be funny. I'm just like I can be myself, and these guys will enjoy my presence. But when it comes to catering to a heavy male dominated crowd, I can do both 50-50. But when it's a male dominated crowd, I think you'll just have to put extra effort into, like, okay, how do I make these people laugh? Because they won't even smile sometimes. Like, for example, when you do open mics, they can be like absolutely brutal to you. So that way, yeah, sometimes I have to try extra hard. And I think my personality in itself, like, I can't be serious. So so I feel like I'm in that mellow zone of my comedy. So yeah.
Okay. So tell me, is it difficult for women or female comedians, or we take that like you as females we take that pressure more?
Hmm. I don't think as female we take pressure because I think, see, everyone's funny, okay, but when women do jokes or when women are doing stand up comedy, I don't think people are like open to, like, they are not open to laugh, but they are open to criticize. They're like, okay, make us laugh. There's a mood, right?
Hmm.
Okay, now make me laugh. That is different. Okay, let us laugh. That is different. So you should always have the latter. You should have that attitude of, okay, let's enjoy together instead of, oh, make me enjoy.
Hmm.
Okay, that's very different. So I feel many female comics are looked in this angle. Okay, do and show. Let's see if you can make us laugh. So when you put that challenge, you always challenge a woman to do something.
So it's always that even in every job, women are put into more scrutiny, and
Yeah,
for comedians, it's no easy job.
100%. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It is not easy at all. And I'm not saying that, okay, men are like super funny, and no, I'm just saying the judgment towards looking
there
at
is a
women.
judgment
It is
attached
100%
to
a
it.
judgment. Yeah. I've gone to like a room where a female comic was performing,
Hmm.
and there were some male audiences that they will cross their arm and they will just look.
This
"Wow, what
entire
funny."
vibe is
Yeah,
different.
the vibe is different. So you should never look at it in such a way, is what I feel. And I feel that women have that pressure to become funny, because that time when you put a challenge in front of someone, of course they will want to win that challenge, so they will try to be funny, extra funny. So yeah, that pressure is always there on women. Yeah.
Okay, that pressure is wherever we go.
Yeah, to be very honest.
But so you've been HR, you have dealt with people management in past. Um, do you think what being on this side, being the person who needs a manager, who needs a team, do you think that okay, you understand things better now because you have been in both sides?
Okay. So when I did this job previously, my mom was into HR. So she was a lead HR, and honestly, looking at her growing up, she used to pick up so many calls, coordinate so many things happening around. So she used to take care of events, and it looks so like, wow, fancy. And that's what I always aspired to be, a HR, until I found out what HR is.
So
It
your
is
mom is your
My role
Role model.
100%. She's my inspiration. I don't want to be very serious in life like her. Sometimes she doesn't know how to chill, but I want to be a little chill. But yeah, she's in terms of hard work, in terms of being there for your family, she's my role model. But yeah, growing up seeing her as a HR, I thought, damn, I'll become a HR. Let me get into this field, and then I'm getting into HR, and they give me this laptop with one. I kid you not. I kid you not. I'm telling this from the bottom of my heart. They gave me one Nokia phone. Okay, they gave me one basic Nokia phone, and they said, call everybody, like call all these numbers from this Excel sheet and update us. I was like, is this HR or telecalling? Like, what have you recruited me for? So that was like a very tough part of my job, like in terms of recruitment. Imagine how many people that, like, I used to talk to around, let's say, around 50 to 75 people in a day, on a easy day. On a hard day, on a task day, I used to call around, like, let's say 100 to 120 people per day. So it was like telecalling for me personally. I don't know if that's counted as HR, but yeah, so that was pretty difficult of my job. But you asked me which one, like, do I?
So because there's a, I know it's not a correlation, but it's a people management skills that's
Oh, yeah,
there. So
yeah.
do you deal with the being a being someone who has to be managed by a team? Do you think that there is a part of you who knows how to handle a situation better?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe let's rephrase it in a sense, because you've done a people management, you understand how to handle situation better. Something from that learning that you apply in your day-to-day work.
I'm very kind to telecallers. I'm telling you, I'm extremely kind to telecallers. I do not cut the call when they are talking. I do not cut. I say, ma'am, can you please hold the line? I'm in a meeting right now. I will give you a call. Okay. So I totally understand their target and their requirement. So I'm very, very kind to them. That this job has taught me how to be patient with people, kind to people. And there are some people who will never get to the point while they're talking, right? And it's so difficult to like hurry them up. So as a HR, that's taught me a little patience. I will listen until you get to the point. So it just taught me to be patient. And secondly, it's taught me how to act. So my acting journey started there. How to act like you're interested in this job. So how to act like, oh wow, you're obsessed with this job every single morning. So yes, so it's taught me how to act as well. How to be that good employee, how to be a loyal employee, how to act like one. I've learned everything from my HR. So yeah.
Completely agree. Okay, coming to the closure of it, I have a couple of things that I would want to understand from you as a a bad part, a dark side of content creation is that it's a never-ending job. You are continuously thinking. Though it's a creative job, it's a passion-led job. It's a job, and you can have an idea at 2 a.m. at night, and you might decide to write about it or work around it in some sense. Whenever you go out, you are in a sense that you have that opportunity. You might have an opportunity to create something around it. Maybe not comedy, but in some sense. Uh, so, do you think that after working for so many years and you had a dip year, like you mentioned, do you think that you are now capable enough, or you would take that liberty to give yourself a break? Do you think that you want to prioritize what's important and what's not?
I don't think I can ever take a break from content.
Okay.
I can never take a break from content. Even when I went to Kerala, I just came back like a day back. But I was always thinking about content. I was always thinking about what will I go and do in Bangalore? What will I go do in Mumbai? What's my schedule looking like? What content should I post? Even on the trip, I was thinking, what content can I actually post from Kerala? So I don't think you can retire from content while you're in content, or you can like take a break from content.
Okay.
So I don't think that can ever happen. And as you said, night times is when my brain is like a content machine. Like I always have a notebook with me, so I always carry that notebook, and I have this notes app on my phone as well. So any idea that comes in, I just put it down there, and probably now I use voice notes so for extra detailing. So I think I honestly love the fact that I get ideas like that, and it's so like fascinating to me, to be very honest, because you're sitting one day without like zero idea on what to do, and then all of a sudden 3 a.m. in the night you have one refreshing idea. So I think that's amazing. So in terms of content, I don't think you can take a break. I really like writing content, my own content. I like performing it. So I don't know. I just like doing my art form. Yeah.
Okay. And I also believe, because someone who's been in this industry for so many years, and I've spoken to so many creators and seen them grow from zero to more, millions to say, do you think that content creation is a double? I do believe that content creation is a double edged sword. If you have to give it the entire, every being of yourself into it, and when it pays like exponentially.
100%.
So but if it takes time to click. For some it has been years, for some it has been months only, some a few get viral and then, but at the end it has fulfilled dreams of so many people.
Hmm.
Is there a dream that got fulfilled because you were creating content, or is there something that you're still dreaming and you know it's gonna happen because of content creation?
Mm. Lovely question. I feel I don't know. The purpose of making content is to make your loved ones happy. Is
Hmm.
what I feel deep down. So for me, um, the fact that my parents are proud of me is a constant fuel for me to keep going. So right now, when we went on a vacation, I was able to take on the expenses as well. So I feel good about it. So that way, yeah, we can definitely that helped me fulfill one dream. And secondly, in terms of fulfilling one dream is I honestly healed myself in this content creation journey. So I
So
saw
beautiful.
myself, yeah, becoming one insecure person. Believe it or not, I always covered myself from top to bottom. I will always cover, wear pants, wear full sleeves, wear a mask before COVID itself. So I used to wear a mask just to cover my face, because I felt like I was not like pretty, and because I used to be picked on. I was a easy target. So even while going to tuition, I used to cover myself fully, and I used to go. I was very, very insecure. And so many times people have teased me in front of my friends, random people, randomly. So when I was going from school, so from school, I think that stuck with me. And I always thought like, okay, I can never succeed. Like I should only do, as I said, background, like just be background. Or I'm not saying, when you grow up, when you take a conventional path, you become a background character. No, but when you know you're meant to do something, but you still don't do it, and you take an alternative route because you feel like you're not up to the mark, I think that's when you feel like you're a background energy. So that's what happened to me. I was not able to do the things that I like just because I had heavy inferiority complex. So because of that, I didn't take on so many opportunities. But then I had to break forth one after the other. I had to get on stage. I had to be funny. I had to. Uh, I there was a time where guys backed out of competitions because they knew that I was participating. So I felt, damn, okay, from where I've come to where I am now, I think that's been a great journey. And right now, it's so it's so cute. Like, to be very honest, like I received some wholesome messages from a lot of women saying that I was so insecure, but looking at you stepping out of your comfort zone, I think it makes me want to step out as well. So I think healing myself through those messages has really like put me in a different state itself. Like I'm feeling so happy, and I usually don't say this to myself, but I'm proud. I'm proud of where I am today. I'm proud of how I'm impacting my community of women. And, children watch me because I do a lot of teacher reels. So I have a majority of children watching me. So I do believe I have a positive impact on the people that, follow me. So, yeah, I think that way I've fulfilled one of my dreams, that is
That's
becoming
so
this
sweet,
person.
and that's I'm sure your audience, your parents, after seeing this side of you, will have a different perspective. Will see um, the Karen behind that comedy mask. You've been so honest and raw here, and I'm so glad that you've spoken your heart out here.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm so glad. I know it's not the end. It's still not the end. I
yeah.
still want to ask you more questions, but I really want to say I'm so glad that you've been that
Thank
honest
you.
and so candid here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for making me feel safe in order to, speak such truths. So you have been a fantastic host as well. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we wrap up, I want to understand what's next for you. Where will we see you? It's an HR question. Where do we
See
what
you,
your
sir.
plans for next 5
5
years?
I have only one goal. It's to become a very good entertainer. I want to be I want to be a very good entertainer that the country loves. So I want to cross boundaries. So in terms of when I say boundaries, when I want to cross boundaries, I mean state boundaries and language boundaries. So if you've seen my reels recently, I've tried to incorporate different languages. I want to reach a lot of people. I want to make people laugh. So that's my goal, and I want to make people proud, like whoever believed in me, whoever followed me. And I just want to make all these people proud, because there was this girl who told me in Mount Carmel College, for one of the panel discussions they had called me for. I think this was in the year 2023 or 24. She told me that, Karen, I feel one day you will be on Netflix, Karen, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Either you will be on Prime or Netflix. Fast forward to today, you're on Netflix. Netflix has collaborated, and it's been such a fantastic journey. And honestly, I just want to make people proud. I want to make women, I want to pave the way, for women who feel very insecure about themselves, because I've been there. I know how it feels. So I just want to do that for other women as well, because I always wanted someone. Now, for example, when Sumuki Suresh did Pushpavali, when she was the main character, I was flabbergasted. Like, I was like, damn.
She did pave way for so many women.
So many women. So including me. Like, I look up to her. So I just want to be that woman, so other girls can look up to, and somehow get that inferiority complex out of their system. So that's something that I aspire to do.
Thank you, Karen. I really hope that whatever you wished for, that gets fulfilled. I really hope that there are young girls, young Karens watching you, and you're getting inspired with the work you do, the kind of comedy you do. And there are more female comedians who come up because of you. So I really hope that happens.
Amen. Yeah.
Wish you all the best for your future. And I'm so glad, like I mentioned earlier as well, thanks for bringing yourself and being the honest self on this couch. I really love when I hear a story of a person. I really love when they are as authentic and honest as they can be. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's go.
आपने हमारा ये तो लिया ना.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching Social Catch Up. I had a fun conversation with her, so definitely like, share, and subscribe. 1 like is equal to 1 prayer, guys. See y'all.